My friends, listen closely. When you are weary, when the weight of the journey presses upon you, when every part of you wants to lay down and quit, remember this: you are closer than you think. The last step is always the hardest. The moment when doubt screams the loudest, when your strength feels gone, that is the very moment before the dawn breaks. Do not mistake resistance for defeat. Resistance is the universe confirming that the door is already in front of you. You did not come this far to turn back. The desire that burns within you is not an accident. If you can see it in your mind, if you can taste it in your imagination, if you can feel the joy of it within, then it is already yours. Otherwise, you could never have conceived it. Creation begins in the unseen. The world of appearances is slow to catch up, but the invisible responds instantly to your inner conviction. When you dare to persist in the unseen, you command the seen to obey. Do not quit at the gate. Imagine standing before the treasure, but because the lock feels stiff, you throw away the key. That is what so many do. They surrender right before the door swings open. But not you. You will stand, you will press, you will persist until what is yours flows into view. The secret is not struggle, but assumption. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Close your eyes and walk in the end. Carry the joy of already being there, and life has no choice but to rearrange itself to reflect your certainty. And when obstacles rise, do not curse them, welcome them. They are proof that movement is happening, that the old is collapsing to make way for the new. Each obstacle is a signpost declaring, you are on the path. Keep going. So please, keep going. You are so close. The seed you planted is already sprouting beneath the soil. Though your eyes may not yet see it, the roots are deep, the stem is pushing upward, and soon the harvest will break through. When you are on a journey toward a dream, a vision, or a promise you've carried in your heart, there is always a point when the path feels impossibly heavy. You may notice that things seem to grow darker, resistance becomes stronger, and the temptation to quit presses harder than ever before. This is not a sign that you are failing. This is not proof that you are moving away from your goal. In truth, it is the opposite. The struggle at the end is the clearest evidence that you are standing at the very edge of breakthrough. Think of it this way: a seed lies buried in the soil, hidden from sight. It quietly pushes against the weight of the earth above it. For days, nothing seems to happen, but the moment before it pierces the surface and reaches the light, the soil resists the most. That final push is the hardest, yet if the seed gives up then, the sprout never emerges and the fruit is lost. You too are that seed. The heaviness you feel is not because your dream is impossible, but because you are pressing against the final layer that separates you from your harvest. Life often tests resolve at the door of fulfillment. It asks, do you truly want this? Will you stand when everything tells you to surrender? Those who hold firm, who choose to walk by inner vision rather than outer appearances, discover that the resistance crumbles and the promise manifests. Those who stop too soon never know how close they truly were. It is often said that the night is darkest before the dawn. This is not mere poetry. It is the law of life. Pressure intensifies before release, struggle peaks before breakthrough, and weariness comes before renewal. You must understand that resistance is not your enemy. It is the signpost that tells you the door is near. If there were nothing to resist, you would already have what you seek. But because you are birthing something new, the old must tremble, and in that trembling, discomfort arises. Welcome it as proof that movement is happening. So when your body says, I cannot go on, take one more step. When your mind says, it is too late, dare to believe it is only the beginning. When your heart whispers, I am tired, remind it that the finish line is near. Hold on when everything in you wants to let go. For the last step, though the hardest, is the step that brings you into the life you have imagined. Do not be deceived by appearances. The storm may rage, but the land of promise lies just beyond the horizon. The resistance you face is not a wall to stop you. It is the final veil to be pierced. Break through it with faith, with persistence, and with the unwavering knowledge that you were meant to arrive. You are closer than you think. The hardest moment is simply the last test before the blessing unfolds. Desire is not a random spark that flickers in your mind without meaning. It is the whisper of destiny, the echo of something that already exists, calling you toward it. If a longing lives deeply within you, it is not there to torment you or to remind you of what you cannot have. It is there because it belongs to you. Otherwise, you could not even imagine it. The mind cannot conceive what has no root in reality. Every desire is a seed of truth, proof that somewhere in the unseen realm, the thing you yearn for is already waiting. Think of how a thirst proves the existence of water. If water did not exist, thirst would have no meaning. Hunger proves the existence of food, for if no nourishment could ever be found, no creature would feel the pangs of hunger. In the same way, your longing proves that what you desire exists. You do not dream of what is impossible, you dream of what is calling you home. The dream is not created out of emptiness, but drawn from the storehouse of reality itself. This is why you must never despise your desires. They are not foolish illusions. They are directions. They point you to the path your life is meant to unfold. Too often people allow doubt to crush their longings, telling themselves, it is too much, too far, too great for me. Yet the very fact that your heart burns for it is evidence that it is not too far at all. Desire is the divine compass placed within you to guide you toward your own fulfillment. When you close your eyes and see yourself living in the end you want, that vision is not fantasy. It is the preview of your inevitable reality. You are simply asked to believe in it long enough for it to clothe itself in form. Everything you now experience was once invisible. Every invention, every work of art, every achievement was first only an idea within someone's imagination. The same is true for you. That which you hold in your inner world is not fiction. It is a future fact, pressing itself into the now. So when a desire rises within you, honor it. Do not dismiss it. Do not mock it. Embrace it as a message. This is already yours. Walk toward it. Treat your longing not as emptiness, but as evidence. Evidence that life has already granted your request. Evidence that the door is open. Evidence that what you seek is seeking you. Your only task is to align yourself with that truth. Feel as if it is already yours. Live in the awareness of its certainty. Trust the desire, for it would not live in you unless it were already alive for you. What you long for is proof of what is real. Do not doubt it. Do not turn away. Carry it, nurture it, and know that in time it must appear. Everything you see around you was once unseen. Every building, every invention, every piece of art, every achievement first lived in the realm of the invisible. Nothing appears in the outer world unless it is first conceived and sustained in the inner world. This is the law of creation. The invisible comes first. Before you can touch it, you must imagine it. Before you can walk in it, you must see it within yourself. The outer world is nothing more than a mirror, faithfully reflecting the pictures you persist in holding inside. Consider the architect. Before a single brick is laid, the structure already stands in the unseen. It exists as a clear blueprint, drawn from the mind and fixed on paper. The workers are simply carrying out what has already been completed in vision. The same is true of your life. What you desire will not appear by chance. It will appear because you dared to complete it within yourself before the world could catch up. Too often, people wait for evidence before they believe. They wait to see change before they dare to feel it. But this is backward. The seen is slow, the unseen is immediate. If you insist on waiting for outer proof, you are chaining yourself to delay. But if you claim the unseen, live in it, and persist in it, the outer world has no choice but to bend to your conviction. When you close your eyes and picture your desire fulfilled, you are planting the seed. Each repetition of that inner vision is water to the seed, nourishment to the roots. The soil may look unchanged, but beneath the surface, life is stirring. You do not dig up the seed each day to check on it. You trust that it is growing. In the same way, trust that your inner vision is germinating. What you imagine with persistence must break into form. The invisible is not weak, nor is it unreal. It is the most powerful force in existence. The unseen shapes the seen. Thoughts, feelings, assumptions, they are the architects of destiny. To dismiss the invisible is to dismiss the very substance of creation. That is why you must guard your imagination. Do not allow it to be filled with fear, doubt, or images of failure. These too will take root if you persist in them. Hold only to what you wish to experience. For what you hold within, you will surely hold without. So remember, the invisible comes first. Do not be deceived by what you see today. Appearances are temporary, but the unseen is eternal. Live in the end within yourself. Walk the halls of your future in your imagination until they become as real to you as the ground beneath your feet. Soon enough, the outer world will rise to meet the vision you refuse to release. There is a moment in every journey when the weight feels unbearable, when the door seems locked, and the silence of delay whispers that perhaps nothing will ever change. It is in this very moment that many turn back. They convince themselves that the struggle was for nothing, that the dream was too high, that the promise was never meant for them. Yet what they do not realize is that they stood at the gate. The treasure was just beyond the threshold, waiting for the final act of persistence to open it. Most people quit, not because the dream was impossible, but because they surrendered just before the door opened. The truth is this: the gate always resists. It is the test of endurance, the place where your resolve is measured. Life asks you in that moment, do you really believe? Do you truly want it? Will you continue when every appearance says to stop? Those who turn back never know how close they were to the very breakthrough they prayed for. But those who persist, who refuse to quit even when nothing seems to move, discover that the lock yields, the door swings wide, and the vision they carried within now greets them in foam. Think of the miner who digs for gold. He labors day after day, chipping away at rock. He may quit, exhausted, not realizing that only one more strike would have revealed the vein. So it is with us. We cannot see how close we are, but closeness does not depend on our eyes. It depends on our persistence. Every moment of holding on, every refusal to give up, weakens the barrier until the breakthrough must occur. Quitting at the gate is like throwing away the key when you already stand before the treasure. It is walking away from the feast when the table is set and your name is written on the seat. You have already carried your burden so far. Why would you stop when the final step is all that remains? The journey is not wasted, but it becomes fruitless if you surrender before completion. Persistence is the difference between almost and fulfilled, between nearly and complete, between longing and possession. The world does not reward the one who starts with excitement, but the one who finishes with faith. To persist is to declare that appearances will not dictate your belief, that silence will not silence you, that resistance will not remove you from your path. So if you find yourself weary, if you feel like nothing is moving, if the gate before you seems locked, do not quit. The lock is weaker than your persistence. The door is closer to opening than you think. One more act of faith, one more refusal to surrender, one more day of holding firm could be the very strike that shatters the barrier. Do not quit at the gate. Press on, stand firm, and walk through. Your promise is not behind you. It is waiting just beyond. There is a secret hidden in plain sight. What you feel now creates what you will experience later. Life does not wait until your desire is visible to respond. It mirrors the state you occupy within. When you carry the feeling of completion, when you live inwardly as though your dream is already done, you set in motion the forces that must bring it to pass. The feeling of completion brings It is not the waiting, not the longing, not the hoping that manifests, but the assumption that the desire is already fulfilled. Consider how the mind works. When you dwell on lack, when you imagine yourself still striving and struggling, you anchor yourself in the state of incompletion. Life has no choice but to echo that vibration back to you. But when you close your eyes and feel as though you already stand in the reality you long for, you step into alignment with it, you claim it as your own, and the world must rearrange itself to reflect your inner conviction. This is not about pretending or playing make-believe. It is about understanding that inner reality precedes outer reality. If you wish to be free, feel free now. If you wish to be prosperous, carry the sense of abundance now. If you wish to be loved, dwell in the joy of love now. You cannot wait for the outer world to deliver the feeling to you. You must generate it within yourself first. The outer responds to the inner, never the way around. Think of an actor who fully embodies a role. In that moment on stage, he does not simply say lines. He feels the part so deeply that the audience believes. You must do the same with your desire. Step into the role of the one who already has it. Feel the relief, the gratitude, the joy. Walk as though the promise has already been fulfilled. As you persist in this state, you will find that circumstances shift, people align, opportunities arise, and doors open. Because the world cannot deny what you already carry as truth within yourself. The law is simple. Whatever state you occupy, you will externalize. That is why longing keeps you longing, and why completion brings completion. The moment you stop waiting and begin living inwardly, in the end, you have already crossed the threshold. The rest is merely the unfolding of what is already done. So take time each day to dwell in the feeling, not once, not casually, but with consistency. Close your eyes, step into the joy of your desire fulfilled, and stay there until the feeling saturates you. Do this often enough and it becomes natural. And when it feels natural, manifestation is inevitable. Do not ask when or how. Those are distractions. Simply feel it, done, and let life deliver the details. The harvest always comes to the one who lives as though the seed has already borne fruit. When you set your heart on a vision, when you dare to imagine a life greater than the one you see today, you will encounter obstacles. This is not because you are unworthy, nor because your dream is impossible. It is because every step into the new must shake loose the old. The resistance you face is not the universe pushing you away. It is proof that you are moving forward. Every setback is a sign of progress. Think of a butterfly struggling to break free from its cocoon. To an observer, the struggle may appear cruel or unnecessary, but that very resistance is what strengthens its wings. Without the push against the cocoon, the butterfly would never fly. In the same way, your setbacks are not barriers but training grounds. They shape you, refine you, and prepare you to carry the very thing you have imagined. Too often, when people face difficulty, they assume they have taken the wrong path. They believe the obstacle means the dream is denied. But in truth, the presence of obstacles means that movement is happening. The old structures of your life are being dismantled to make room for the new. The greater the vision, the greater the shaking required to clear the ground. Instead of seeing setbacks as signs of failure, recognize them as evidence that the process is alive within you. A seed buried in the soil does not emerge into the sunlight without first breaking through the dark, heavy earth. Each push upward may seem like a setback, as though the soil is too much to bear, yet that very resistance proves that growth is occurring. If there were no soil pressing back, the seed would not be rising at all. So it is with you. The pressure is proof of your progress. Every setback is also a call to deepen your conviction. Do you believe only when the path is smooth, or do you believe because the vision is already real within you? Setbacks separate those who only wish from those who truly know. If you persist through them, you reveal to life that you are ready, you are not shaken by appearances, you are not distracted by delay. You understand that the promise is already yours and that the obstacles are only shadows on the way to its unveiling. So when the door closes, when plans collapse, when delay seems endless, do not despair. Say to yourself, this is proof I am on the path. This is evidence of movement. This is progress disguised as resistance. Refuse to give setbacks the power to define you. Instead, let them fuel you. Every obstacle overcome is a signpost that you are advancing into the new reality you have claimed. Do not fear setbacks. Welcome them. For each one is a reminder that you are alive in the process of creation. Each one brings you closer, not farther. Remember, the struggle of today is the strength of tomorrow, and every setback is nothing more than the proof that your breakthrough is already on its way. So I say to you, hold firm. The last step may feel like the hardest, but it is the doorway to breakthrough. Your desire is not a cruel dream. It is the evidence of what already belongs to you. The invisible always comes first. So cling to your inner vision until it takes form. Do not quit at the gate, for the treasure is waiting just beyond. Live in the feeling of completion, and life must obey your conviction. And when setbacks rise, welcome them as signs that you are advancing into the new. Please keep going. You are so close. The life you long for is not a distant possibility. It is already here, waiting for your persistence, your faith, and your refusal to let go. Way to say thanks. Thank you for giving me the gift of your attention, for allowing these words to find a place in your heart. May you leave not only inspired, but empowered to walk in the certainty of your own promise fulfilled.
There comes a time in every life when one must step away from the familiar and venture onto a path that no one else can walk for them. This journey, solitary as it may seem, is not a curse nor an abandonment. It is, in truth, an invitation to experience the depths of self-reliance, to come face to face with the boundless power within you. Self-reliance is the cornerstone of any meaningful journey towards self-realization. It is often misunderstood, cast aside in a world that prizes conformity, validation, and the ever-present company of others. But to truly understand the power and importance of self-reliance, we must look beyond these surface needs and into the heart of what it means to trust and rely on oneself. Self-reliance is not isolation from others, it is the development of a profound inner resource that, once cultivated, remains a steady guide through both calm and turbulent times. There is a transformative power in cultivating self-reliance. For most, life is a constant search for external guidance, for someone or something to illuminate the way. We look to others to tell us what to believe, how to think, and what steps to take. But no one outside of you can truly know your path. Each individual carries within them a unique journey, a distinct purpose, a direction only they can see. To rely on others to clarify this path is to lose touch with the inner compass that has been guiding you since the beginning. The real work lies in learning to listen to yourself, to trust the wisdom within, even when others don't understand or approve of the choices you make. Embracing self-reliance means accepting that, ultimately, no one else will fully understand your vision, your aspirations, or your potential. This can be challenging. We are social beings, and we often crave the comfort of others' validation. But if we allow ourselves to become dependent on this approval, we compromise our autonomy and abandon our true desires. We mold ourselves to fit others' expectations, which in turn weakens our connection to the self. Self-reliance is the ability to remain steadfast in who you are and what you want, regardless of external influences. It is knowing that you alone possess the strength, wisdom, and insight to direct your life toward its fullest expression. Consider that self-reliance is about cultivating a relationship with yourself that is so complete that, even in the face of uncertainty, you can find peace and direction. It is the quiet confidence that you have what you need within you, even if all else falls away. This strength becomes your foundation, a firm ground beneath your feet that does not waver, even as the world shifts around you. When you cultivate this strength, you begin to recognize that you no longer need to look outside for answers. You realize that the answers have always been there, within you, waiting for you to quiet the noise and listen. There is a sacredness in walking alone, in knowing that your path is meant for you and you alone. While there may be others who offer guidance, only you can decide where and how to walk. The world is full of distractions and voices that claim to know what's best for you. But self-reliance requires a selective attention, a willingness to listen only to what resonates deeply and dismiss what does not align with your truth. When you learn to rely on yourself, you become immune to the sway of external voices. Your choices come from an authentic place within, not from an obligation to please others or a fear of standing apart. This path is not without challenges. There will be moments of doubt, moments where solitude feels daunting, and the temptation to lean on others seems overwhelming. But in these moments, self-reliance reminds you that you are capable, that you have within you the strength to endure and to thrive. These moments of doubt are invitations to go even deeper into yourself, to reaffirm your commitment to your own path. With each step taken independently, you strengthen your belief in your own capacity. Every time you choose self-trust over external approval, you build a foundation that will support you through any challenge. When you cultivate self-reliance, you are not alone, because you have yourself. You have the understanding that you are your own best friend, your own guide, and your own confidant. This realization does not isolate you, it frees you. It allows you to engage with others from a place of authenticity rather than need. You no longer seek relationships to fill a void or give you direction. Instead, you share your journey with others, knowing that it is whole and complete on its own. In a world driven by external validation, where people seek approval and confirmation from countless sources, the idea of relying solely on inner vision might seem revolutionary, even uncomfortable. But inner vision is the purest compass we possess, a deeper sense of knowing that transcends the opinions, judgments, and expectations of others. This inner vision, your intuitive sense of direction, is the most authentic guide you have in navigating life's journey. When you learn to trust this vision, you find a power and purpose that external validation can never provide. To cultivate inner vision over outer validation is to embrace a path that may not be well trodden but is, without a doubt, uniquely yours. From a young age, many are conditioned to rely on others to determine their worth, progress, and potential. Approval from family, praise from teachers, recognition from peers, these become the benchmarks by which one measures success and happiness. While validation from others can feel gratifying, it's often temporary and inconsistent, vulnerable to change as trends, opinions, and societal norms shift. The problem with relying on outer validation is that it requires you to mold yourself to fit others' ideals, abandoning parts of yourself that might not align with these expectations. This dependence on external feedback creates a hollow sense of self that fluctuates with every opinion. It is a self built on shifting sand. Inner vision speaks quietly. It doesn't demand attention or require applause, it simply guides. To connect with it requires stillness, patience, and a willingness to trust yourself. This is no easy task in a world filled with endless distractions and opinions, but the reward is immeasurable. When you follow your inner vision, you begin to live in alignment with your true self. You make choices not to impress others, but to honor what feels right and fulfilling to you. This alignment brings a sense of peace that outer validation can never provide, because it is rooted in a truth that does not waver. The beauty of inner vision is that it is uniquely tailored to you. Only you can truly know what resonates with your heart, what sparks your spirit, what aligns with your soul. When you listen to this vision, you discover a path that may look different from others, but it is one that fulfills you deeply. With inner vision, there is no need for comparison, because you recognize that your journey is not meant to mirror anyone else's. You stop looking outward for confirmation and instead find satisfaction in knowing you are moving in the direction that feels most genuine to you. Choosing inner vision over outer validation also requires a willingness to let go of the fear of being misunderstood. Not everyone will see or understand your path, and that is perfectly fine. So, inner vision is not about seeking to be understood or accepted. It is about being true to yourself, even if that truth is visible only to you. This requires a certain resilience, a faith in your own perception and experience that does not rely on others' acknowledgement. Over time, as you continue to prioritize your inner vision, you develop a quiet confidence and knowing that you are capable of finding your way without needing approval at every turn. One of the greatest rewards of inner vision is that it leads to genuine self-respect. When you make choices aligned with your inner vision, you respect your own values, desires, and intuition. This self-respect becomes a powerful foundation, one that outer validation cannot offer. With it, you stand taller, speak with conviction, and live with a sense of purpose that is unshakable. You are no longer swayed by every passing trend or opinion, for you have found a source of validation that is both lasting and true your own. Choosing inner vision over outer validation is an act of profound self-trust. It's a commitment to live life in a way that is meaningful to you, regardless of how it might be perceived. This is not an easy path, but it is deeply rewarding, for it allows you to experience life with a richness and depth that cannot be achieved by seeking approval from others. Inner vision frees you from the limitations of outer validation, allowing you to walk your path with courage, confidence, and the assurance that you are guided by the clearest vision there is your own. It is often misinterpreted as loneliness, as though being alone means lacking something essential. However, solitude and loneliness are two vastly different states of being. Solitude is an active choice, a deliberate embrace of one's own company. It's a form of strength that reveals itself when you allow yourself to step away from the constant noise and distractions of the outside world. When you choose solitude, you are not isolating yourself out of necessity or deprivation. Instead, you are connecting more deeply with your inner self. In solitude, you cultivate a strength that cannot be found in the presence of others, a strength rooted in self-understanding, resilience, and authenticity. To embrace solitude as strength is to recognize that true growth often happens when we are alone. When we detach ourselves from the expectations, judgments, and influence of others, we create space to listen to our own thoughts and feelings. In this space, clarity emerges. We begin to see ourselves as we truly are, unfiltered by the opinions of those around us. Solitude is a mirror reflecting back our innermost desires, fears, and aspirations, free from the distortions that arise from constant external feedback. When you can face yourself fully in moments of solitude, you develop an unshakable sense of who you are, what you want, and what truly matters to you. Embracing solitude also allows you to experience life more fully, without the filters of others' expectations or opinions. In the company of others, it's natural to adjust our behavior, often subtly, to align with the group. But when you are alone, there is no need for pretension or performance. You can be wholly and authentically yourself. This authenticity deepens your connection with your true self, helping you to understand and embrace every facet of your personality. In solitude, you discover that you are a complete individual, not defined by your relationships or your role in a group. You become free to explore your true nature, your dreams, and your strengths without interference. Solitude helps to build emotional resilience. When you learn to be comfortable in your own company, you become less dependent on others to fulfill your emotional needs. This doesn't mean you reject connection or avoid relationships, but it does mean that you no longer need others to complete you. You have developed the capacity to find fulfillment within yourself. This emotional resilience gives you a steady foundation. Even if people come and go from your life, you remain rooted in a sense of wholeness that no one can take away. Embracing solitude as strength requires a shift in perspective. Society often sends the message that solitude is something to be avoided, a state of incompleteness. But solitude is, in fact, a profound opportunity to reclaim your inner power. When you learn to find joy, contentment, and strength in your own company, you are liberated from the fear of being alone. You no longer feel the need to seek companionship merely as a distraction or escape. Instead, your relationships become an extension of your wholeness, not a requirement for it. In solitude, you recognize that your worth and value do not depend on the presence of others. Over time, solitude becomes a source of renewal, a place where you return to center yourself. Life can be demanding, and we are often pulled in many directions, our attention fragmented by endless responsibilities and demands. Solitude allows you to step back, to recharge, and to reconnect with what truly matters to you. In this space, you find clarity, peace, and a reminder of your purpose. Solitude is not an absence, but a fullness of self that empowers you to face the world with greater strength and resilience. There is a deep-seated belief that guidance must come from the outside, from some higher authority, a teacher, or a trusted voice. we look outward for answers, seeking clarity in places and people around us. Yet the truth is that divine guidance lies within each of us, accessible at any moment we choose to listen. This guidance is not a distant force or something we must chase or prove worthy of. It is an ever-present wisdom within us, waiting patiently for us to recognize its voice. This inner guidance, often drowned out by the noise of our busy lives and the doubts that cloud our minds, holds the answers to our deepest questions and desires. To understand that divine guidance lies within is to realize that we are inherently connected to a source of wisdom that is profoundly personal, limitless, and entirely our own. Learning to trust in this inner guidance requires a shift from looking outward to looking inward. It's a journey of peeling back layers of self-doubt, societal expectations, and fears that keep us disconnected from our intuition. Many are hesitant to turn inward, afraid that they might find emptiness or confusion. But inner guidance does not come through logic or reasoning alone. It comes from a place of quiet knowing, from a depth that exists beyond words and definitions. This is the divine voice within you, the one that does not need approval, the one that speaks with clarity when you silence the external clamor and allow yourself to truly listen. The beauty of this inner guidance is that it is uniquely suited to you. Unlike external advice, which may or may not align with your true self, divine guidance flows directly from the essence of who you are. It knows your dreams, your desires, and your potential. It does not need to be convinced or persuaded because it is already in tune with your soul's purpose. This inner wisdom arises from a place that is beyond time, beyond circumstance. It knows what is right for you in this moment and in every moment to come. When you allow yourself to tap into this wisdom, you find that your choices become clearer, your path more aligned, and your steps filled with confidence. Trusting in inner guidance requires a certain faith, not in something outside yourself, but in the quiet power that resides within. This trust is not blind, it is built through experience, through each moment where you follow your intuition and realize that it led you exactly where you needed to be. Divine guidance may not always lead you to the easiest path, but it will lead you to the one that fulfills you most deeply. Sometimes it challenges you to step outside your comfort zone, to take risks, or to confront aspects of yourself that you might prefer to avoid. But each step in alignment with your inner wisdom brings growth, self-understanding, and ultimately, a life that feels true to you. Many people wonder how to recognize this inner guidance. How can they tell the difference between divine intuition and fleeting thoughts or fears? The voice of divine guidance is gentle but unwavering. It does not shout or insist. It speaks quietly, yet with an authority that resonates at the core of your being. When you feel this kind of quiet certainty, you are often experiencing the whisper of your inner wisdom. The challenge is not in hearing it, but in trusting it, especially when it suggests a path that defies logic or contradicts the opinions of those around you. True inner guidance will always lead you towards a place of peace and authenticity, even if the journey there seems uncertain. This journey to connect with inner guidance requires practice and patience. Meditation, reflection, and simply allowing yourself moments of quiet throughout your day can help you tune into this deeper wisdom. When you give yourself permission to step away from the demands and distractions of daily life, you create space for divine guidance to emerge. These moments of stillness are not empty, they are filled with the possibility of clarity, with the potential to reveal truths that have been buried beneath layers of doubt and fear. In this space, you come to understand that you do not need to seek guidance externally because you have access to a wellspring of insight within you. Living from a place of inner guidance is empowering. It releases you from the constant need for validation and approval. You no longer feel the pressure to conform to others' expectations or to seek answers in every book or mentor. You become your own source of direction, capable of navigating life's twists and turns with grace. Divine guidance does not mean that life will be free from challenges, but it does mean that you will face those challenges with a sense of purpose and strength that comes from within. When you live from this place of inner wisdom, you realize that you are already enough, that you possess within you all you need to create a fulfilling life. The true essence of divine guidance lies in its simplicity. It does not complicate, it clarifies. It does not demand, it suggests with gentleness. This guidance is a gift, a sacred connection to the source of life within you. It asks only that you trust in its voice, that you believe in the depth of your own wisdom, and that you allow yourself to be led by your heart rather than by fear or doubt. Divine guidance is an invitation to live with authenticity, courage, and grace, embracing each moment as an opportunity to deepen your connection with the self. When you choose to listen to and trust this inner guidance, you become aligned with a truth that cannot be shaken. You are guided by a force that knows your potential, that sees your dreams, and that supports you unconditionally. In embracing the divine guidance within, you find that you no longer need to search for answers outside yourself. You are whole, complete, and fully capable of creating a life that reflects the depth and beauty of your unique soul. This is the power of divine guidance to bring you back to yourself, to remind you that everything you seek is already within, waiting patiently for you to listen. Often perceived as a state to be avoided, can instead be a powerful means of refinement. In a world full of noise, demands, and constant interaction, isolation provides an opportunity for deep personal growth and transformation that is otherwise difficult to achieve. When willingly embraced, isolation becomes an invitation to strip away the distractions that dilute our essence, allowing us to reconnect with our authentic selves. Through this deliberate separation from external influences, we can identify, confront, and ultimately refine our innermost beliefs, values, and purpose. To refine oneself through isolation is to step away from the clutter of expectations, those imposed by society, family, friends, and even our own conditioned mind. These expectations often cloud our perception of who we are and what we desire. When you enter a state of isolation, you detach from the identities others have projected onto you. You are no longer someone's colleague, friend, or family member, but simply yourself, a person with unique thoughts, dreams, and questions. This shift can be disorienting, as it forces you to face aspects of yourself that may have been hidden or neglected. However, in that discomfort lies the seed of transformation. Isolation allows you to sift through the layers of conditioning, shedding what no longer serves you, and revealing the core of who you truly are. The process of refinement through isolation is akin to a craftsman polishing a rough stone. Each moment spent in solitude, reflecting and confronting one's thoughts, reveals another facet of the self. In isolation, you may uncover fears, insecurities, or unresolved emotions that have long lingered beneath the surface. Without the distractions of the external world, there is nowhere for these emotions to hide. This can be challenging, even painful, as it demands that you sit with yourself without the usual escapes. But rather than something to fear, this confrontation is an essential step toward growth. Only by acknowledging and processing these buried aspects can you release their hold on you, creating space for greater clarity and peace. Fosters self-sufficiency. In the absence of constant feedback from others, you learn to rely on your own judgment and intuition. This self-reliance is a powerful form of refinement, as it teaches you to make choices that are aligned with your true desires rather than those that seek approval or acceptance. When you trust yourself, you cultivate inner strength that is unshakable by external opinions or criticism. You begin to understand that your worth and your path are not contingent on the validation of others, but are grounded in your own intrinsic value. This inner strength becomes a foundation on which you can build a life that is authentic and fulfilling. Isolation allows you to deepen your understanding of what truly matters to you. In the stillness, you gain perspective on your relationships, goals, and values. You can assess your life from a place of detachment, seeing clearly what aligns with your purpose and what does not. This process is not about cutting ties or abandoning commitments, but about refining your focus. You identify the relationships that uplift you and the pursuits that ignite your passion, shedding those that drain or distract you. In doing so, you begin to curate a life that reflects your highest aspirations. Isolation also enhances creativity and innovation. Away from the influence of others, Your mind is free to explore ideas, visions, and perspectives that are uniquely your own. Creativity often flourishes in solitude because there is space for experimentation without judgment. When you are alone, you can pursue your thoughts to their depths, allowing your imagination to roam freely. This freedom to create without inhibition is a gift of isolation, one that has fueled the creativity of countless artists, thinkers, and leaders throughout history. In isolation, you cultivate a wellspring of originality, discovering ideas and insights that might never emerge in a crowd. Refinement through isolation is a process that builds resilience. When you learn to sit with yourself, facing both your strengths and your weaknesses, you become comfortable with your own company. You no longer need to seek distractions or constant interaction to feel complete. This sense of self-sufficiency fosters resilience, allowing you to handle life's challenges with greater composure and independence. Even when life's storms arise, you remain grounded, secure in your ability to navigate them without relying on others to define or complete you. Isolation brings about an awakening of self-awareness. It strips away the layers that obscure your understanding of who you are and what you are capable of. In this space, you are left with a raw, honest version of yourself, a self that is resilient, creative, and self-reliant. This refined self can step back into the world not as a fragmented being defined by roles or expectations, but as a complete, authentic individual. Isolation, then, is not an end but a powerful tool for transformation, allowing you to return to the world with a renewed sense of purpose, clarity, and confidence. Refinement through isolation also fosters a profound sense of peace. By spending time alone, you learn to find contentment within yourself. You realize that true peace is not something that comes from external circumstances or relationships, but from a place of inner alignment. This peace becomes a steady presence, one that remains with you even in the company of others, guiding your interactions and decisions from a place of authenticity. You no longer seek fulfillment from external sources, because you have discovered a sense of completeness within. When embraced, is a journey of becoming. It is not a retreat from life, but a deepening into oneself, an opportunity to become the person you were always meant to be. Through isolation, you refine your purpose, strengthen your resolve, and reconnect with the limitless potential that resides within you. This journey is challenging, but it is also profoundly rewarding, for it brings you face to face with the power, wisdom, and peace that have always been within, waiting patiently to be revealed. In a world of constant connection, the discipline of intentional separation offers a transformative path to clarity, self-discovery, and inner strength. This practice is not about isolating oneself indefinitely or rejecting society, rather. It's about creating purposeful distance from external influences that often cloud our thoughts and distract us from our true purpose. Intentional separation involves setting aside moments or periods of solitude to reconnect with our core values and intentions, allowing us to shed the layers of expectations and obligations that can obscure our sense of self. It's a form of discipline that demands courage, for it requires us to step away from the familiar and face ourselves fully, without the comforting noise of distraction. Intentional separation begins with the recognition that clarity arises in silence. When we are constantly engaged with the world through social media, work, social obligations, or even casual interactions, it becomes challenging to discern our own voice from the voices of others. We may begin to mistake our desires for the aspirations others have for us, or to measure our worth through the lens of external validation. This habitual connection to the world can gradually dilute our inner vision, pulling us away from the unique path we are meant to walk. Through intentional separation, we deliberately withdraw from this noise, creating a sanctuary where our own thoughts and feelings can surface unfiltered. In these moments of solitude, we allow our inner voice to speak with clarity and strength, revealing insights that are often inaccessible in the rush of daily life. Practicing the discipline of separation also encourages profound self-awareness. When we are alone, removed from the expectations of others, we begin to see ourselves more honestly. Intentional separation reveals aspects of our personality, our patterns, and even our fears that are easier to overlook in the company of others. So we may become aware of our tendencies to seek approval, to hide certain aspects of ourselves, or to prioritize goals that don't truly resonate with our heart. This self-awareness is crucial for growth because it lays bare the areas where we may need healing, acceptance, or change. By regularly creating space for intentional separation, we develop a deeper understanding of our motivations, ultimately leading to more authentic choices and actions. Separation is a discipline that strengthens our resilience. In the silence of solitude, we confront the discomforts we often avoid. This may include feelings of loneliness, self-doubt, or unresolved emotions. While these encounters can be uncomfortable, they also teach us how to sit with ourselves without needing to escape or distract. This resilience, cultivated through facing our inner world, becomes a valuable asset in life. When challenges or disappointments arise, we are less likely to seek validation or comfort outside ourselves because we've learned to find stability within. Through the discipline of separation, we come to realize that our strength does not depend on external factors or relationships. It is something we carry within us, accessible at all times. Separation also allows us to reconnect with our purpose. In the busyness of life, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We may find ourselves caught up in activities, routines, or even relationships that drain our energy or lead us away from our core values. Through intentional separation, we give ourselves the chance to reflect on these aspects of our lives, examining whether they align with our deeper purpose. This practice can be profoundly clarifying, illuminating the pursuits that bring us genuine fulfillment and those that do not. In this reflective space, we may uncover new goals, rediscover passions, or even realize that certain paths we've been following no longer serve us. Intentional separation becomes a time to realign with what is meaningful, allowing us to move forward with renewed focus and dedication. Practicing the discipline of intentional separation ultimately leads to a stronger sense of self-reliance. By periodically detaching from others' opinions and influences, we learn to trust our own judgment. This trust is invaluable because it empowers us to make decisions that are true to ourselves rather than swayed by societal pressures or the approval of others. When you become comfortable with intentional separation, you begin to rely on your own inner compass. You no longer feel the need to constantly check if you're on the right path according to others' standards. Instead, you feel a quiet confidence, a knowing that you are guided by something deeper, something uniquely yours. Separation is also a way to reclaim our personal power. By stepping away from the demands and distractions that pull at us, we take control of our time, our energy, and our attention. This is a powerful act, for it affirms that our lives are ours to direct. When we dedicate time to being alone, to nurturing our inner world, we assert our autonomy. We choose to invest in ourselves, not out of selfishness, but out of respect for our own growth and well-being. This sense of self-directedness empowers us to live a life that feels genuinely fulfilling and aligned with our truest values. The discipline of intentional separation fosters a lasting sense of peace. When you are constantly engaged with the external world, there is a tendency to get caught up in its chaos, to absorb its anxieties and insecurities. But in intentional separation, you find a refuge, a space of stillness where you can reconnect with a sense of calm that transcends external circumstances. This inner peace is not fragile, it is enduring because it is rooted in your own being. It becomes a place you can return to whenever you need to reset, to find balance, or to remember what truly matters. Intentional separation is a powerful discipline, one that offers clarity, resilience, self-reliance, and peace. It is a practice that reminds you of your inherent worth, your inner strength, and your unique path. By embracing this discipline, you gain the freedom to live authentically, unburdened by the need to conform or seek constant validation. Through intentional separation, you find yourself again, and in doing so, you emerge with a renewed sense of purpose, ready to engage with the world from a place of true self-alignment. Faith in one's own power is a quiet yet transformative force, a strength that springs from deep within and fuels resilience, self-confidence, and purpose. It's not merely a belief in one's abilities, but a profound trust in one's capacity to shape their reality, to influence outcomes, and to rise above limitations. In a world that often encourages reliance on external validation, cultivating faith in one's own power is a return to the self, a realization that everything needed for fulfillment, peace, and success already exists within. This faith is an unshakable foundation, a steady assurance that you are enough as you are and capable of achieving what you set out to do. This faith begins with self-awareness. To have faith in one's power, one must first know themselves beyond surface identities, social roles, and transient desires. When you truly know yourself, you're less likely to be swayed by opinions or deterred by challenges. Instead, you move with purpose because your actions are rooted in a deep understanding of your strengths, values, and unique perspective. This inner awareness becomes a compass, guiding you through life with a sense of clarity and conviction. You come to recognize your potential, not as a fleeting quality, but as an intrinsic part of who you are. Faith in your own power is therefore inseparable from knowing and accepting yourself fully. Self-doubt can be one of the greatest obstacles to believing in your own power, but it is also a powerful teacher. Rather than trying to eradicate self-doubt entirely, recognize it as an invitation to strengthen your faith. Doubts will arise; they are a natural part of growth. Instead of viewing doubt as a weakness, use it as a catalyst for self-reflection. Ask yourself why certain fears or uncertainties persist. Often these doubts point to areas where you can cultivate greater confidence and resilience. By facing your doubts directly, you prevent them from undermining your faith. You come to understand that doubt doesn't diminish your power; it provides an opportunity to deepen it by overcoming inner resistance. Faith in your power is also nurtured through consistent action. It's not enough to simply believe in yourself; you must take steps that reflect that belief. Each action, no matter how small, is a testament to your commitment to yourself. These actions build momentum, gradually reinforcing your faith in what you are capable of. Through action, you move from the realm of potential to reality, demonstrating to yourself and others that you are willing to turn dreams into tangible outcomes. When you consistently show up for yourself, even when circumstances are challenging, you prove that your power is not just a possibility but a living, breathing reality. Faith in your own power requires a willingness to take risks and embrace failure. Failure is not a reflection of inadequacy, but a part of the learning process, a stepping stone to mastery. When you have faith in your power, you understand that setbacks are temporary and that every experience, whether successful or not, contributes to your growth. This perspective frees you from the fear of making mistakes or falling short. Instead, you become resilient, knowing that your worth and potential are not diminished by outcomes. You trust in your ability to learn, adapt, and move forward, making each experience a building block for your success. This faith also fosters a profound sense of independence. When you believe in your own power, you are less reliant on others' opinions or approval. You become the primary source of your own confidence and direction. This doesn't mean that you reject others' support or advice, but rather that you are grounded in your own decisions and path. Your actions come from a place of inner assurance rather than external influence. This independence is liberating, for it allows you to pursue what is meaningful to you without the need to conform or compromise to please others. You live from a place of self-trust, guided by your own convictions. Faith in your own power leads to a life of purpose and fulfillment. When you trust in yourself, you are able to pursue goals and dreams that resonate deeply with your heart. This pursuit is not driven by a desire for validation, but by a genuine desire to express your unique potential and make a meaningful impact. You recognize that you have the power to contribute something valuable to the world, whether through creativity, compassion, leadership, or wisdom. This sense of purpose becomes a source of joy and motivation, sustaining you through both highs and lows. Faith in your own power is not about ego or superiority; it is about honoring the potential within you, respecting your capacity to create, to learn, and to evolve. It is about standing firm in the understanding that you are enough, just as you are, and that everything you need for fulfillment and growth is already within. With this faith, you become unstoppable, for you are no longer hindered by fear, self-doubt, or the need for approval. You are free to live authentically, to pursue your dreams, and to contribute to the world in ways that are uniquely yours. Through this faith, you become the creator of your own life, a powerful force for good, rooted in the unshakable knowledge of your own worth and potential. By recognizing and overcoming self-doubt, taking purposeful action, and viewing failure as a stepping stone rather than a setback, we reinforce our faith in ourselves. This faith empowers us to live authentically, to pursue our passions, and to contribute meaningfully to the world. Ultimately, it leads us to a life rich with purpose and fulfillment. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the power that lies within each of us. May you continue to nurture your inner strength, embrace the journey of self-discovery, and trust in your own unique potential. Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to explore the profound strength found in the act of working hard in silence. In our fast-paced world, where noise often drowns out substance, it's crucial to remember that the most powerful transformations occur within the stillness of our hearts and minds. In the journey of personal growth and manifestation, one of the most profound truths is the significance of inner work. This concept revolves around the idea that true transformation begins not in the external world, but deep within ourselves. When we understand this, we can unlock a reservoir of potential that fuels our dreams and aspirations. The work we do internally is often invisible to the outside world, yet it is this very work that forms the foundation upon which all great achievements are built. At its core, inner work involves self-reflection, self-awareness, and the conscious shaping of our thoughts and beliefs. It is about diving into the depths of our psyche, examining the fears and doubts that reside there, and consciously choosing to replace them with empowering narratives. This process requires courage and honesty. It demands that we confront aspects of ourselves that we might prefer to ignore. Yet in doing so, we pave the way for greater clarity and understanding. When we engage in this inner exploration, we begin to recognize the power of our thoughts. Our beliefs shape our reality, often in ways we are not fully aware of. If we hold on to limiting beliefs, those nagging thoughts that whisper we are not enough, that we will never succeed, or that our dreams are out of reach, we unknowingly create barriers that prevent us from realizing our potential. This is where the real work begins. We must challenge and redefine these beliefs. Visualization is a powerful tool in this inner work. It allows us to create a mental picture of the life we desire. By immersing ourselves in this vision, we not only inspire our subconscious mind, but also align our emotions and actions with our desired outcomes. Visualization is not just daydreaming, it is an active engagement with the universe, an affirmation of our intent to manifest our desires. As we visualize, we start to feel the emotions associated with achieving our goals. This emotional connection is crucial, as it sends powerful signals to our subconscious mind that our desires are not just fantasies but achievable realities. Inner work often leads us to develop a practice of mindfulness and meditation. These practices allow us to quiet the noise of the outside world and turn our focus inward. In silence, we can hear the whispers of our soul, guiding us toward our true purpose. Mindfulness helps us become aware of our thoughts and feelings without judgment, creating a safe space for self-exploration. Through meditation, we can cultivate a sense of peace and clarity, enabling us to tap into our intuition and gain insights that guide our actions. As we continue this journey of inner work, we also begin to understand the importance of emotional intelligence. Recognizing and managing our emotions is key to personal development. Emotional intelligence allows us to respond to situations with greater awareness and less reactivity. When we work on understanding our emotional triggers and responses, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. This emotional resilience is a vital aspect of inner work, empowering us to face obstacles without being overwhelmed by them. Another crucial element of inner work is self-compassion. It is easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism, especially when we face setbacks or challenges. However, true growth requires us to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. When we practice self-compassion, we create an environment where we can learn from our mistakes rather than be paralyzed by them. This nurturing approach fosters resilience, encouraging us to persevere in the face of adversity. Inner work also encompasses the practice of gratitude. Cultivating a sense of gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking in our lives to what we already have. This shift in perspective is transformative, allowing us to appreciate the present moment and recognize the abundance that surrounds us. When we cultivate gratitude, we align ourselves with a positive energy that attracts more of what we desire into our lives. As we engage in inner work, we inevitably become more aware of our connection to others and the world around us. This heightened awareness fosters empathy and compassion, enriching our relationships. When we work on ourselves, we create a ripple effect that can positively influence those around us. Our transformation inspires others to embark on their journeys of inner work, creating a community of growth and support. The power of inner work lies in its ability to shift our consciousness. As we embark on this journey, we unlock new levels of understanding, awareness, and potential. We become the architects of our lives, shaping our realities from the inside out. The external world may be filled with noise, distractions, and challenges, but it is within the quiet of our minds and hearts that we find the strength to overcome. When we commit to this inner work, we discover that the power to create the life we desire has always resided within us. We learn to trust ourselves, to listen to our intuition, and to act with conviction. Through this transformative process, we not only realize our potential but also contribute to the collective growth of humanity. In the silence of our inner work, we find the strength to rise, to create, and to manifest the lives we were meant to live. Manifesting without fanfare is a profound approach to realizing our desires, one that emphasizes the importance of internal alignment over external validation. In a society that often glorifies loud proclamations of success and public displays of ambition, the quiet, deliberate act of manifesting can be easily overlooked. However, this understated method is not only effective but also deeply transformative, allowing us to cultivate our aspirations from a place of authenticity and inner peace. At the heart of manifesting without fanfare lies the understanding that true creation begins within. This process starts with setting clear intentions which serve as the blueprint for what we wish to bring into our lives. By focusing on our true desires, those that resonate deeply with our inner selves, we establish a powerful foundation for manifestation. It is crucial to distinguish between desires that align with our true essence and those influenced by societal pressures or expectations. This clarity helps us avoid the pitfalls of chasing after superficial goals that ultimately leave us feeling unfulfilled. Once our intentions are set, the next step is to visualize our desired outcomes. Visualization is a powerful tool that allows us to create a mental image of our aspirations as if they have already been realized. This practice does not require grand declarations or public displays. Instead, it can be a quiet, personal ritual, taking a few moments each day to immerse ourselves in the feelings associated with our goals helps us build a strong emotional connection to our desires. When we feel the emotions tied to our aspirations, joy, fulfillment, excitement, we send out powerful signals to the universe that attract our desires toward us. As we engage in this process, it's essential to maintain a sense of detachment from the outcome. This may seem counterintuitive, especially when we are deeply passionate about our goals. However, letting go of the need for immediate results creates space for the universe to work its magic. When we cling too tightly to our desires, we can inadvertently create resistance. Instead of obsessing over how and when our dreams will manifest, we can trust the process and remain open to the possibilities that life presents. This surrender allows for a more organic flow of energy, drawing our goals to us without the pressure of performance. Manifesting without fanfare encourages us to take consistent, inspired action toward our goals. This action does not need to be loud or attention-seeking. Rather, it should come from a place of genuine enthusiasm and commitment. Small, consistent steps taken in the direction of our desires accumulate over time, leading to significant progress. It is essential to remember that manifestation is not solely about waiting for our dreams to come to fruition. It involves actively engaging with our intentions and nurturing them through deliberate actions. As we move forward on our journey of quiet manifestation, we must also cultivate patience. The process of bringing our desires to life can take time, and it is easy to become discouraged if we do not see immediate results. However, patience is a vital component of manifestation. It teaches us to trust the timing of our lives and to appreciate the journey itself. Each step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to our goals. By embracing patience, we develop resilience and a deeper appreciation for the unfolding of our lives. Another key aspect of manifesting without fanfare is the practice of gratitude. Cultivating a mindset of gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have. When we express gratitude for our current circumstances and the progress we've made, we raise our vibrational frequency, attracting more of what we desire into our lives. Gratitude acts as a magnet for abundance, creating a positive cycle that enhances our manifestation efforts. By acknowledging the blessings in our lives, we align ourselves with the energy of abundance, reinforcing our capacity to attract even more goodness. This approach to manifestation also fosters a sense of humility. Working quietly and diligently on our goals allows us to remain grounded, recognizing that success is not just about personal achievement, but also about the interconnectedness of our experiences. When we manifest without fanfare, we create space for collaboration, support, and shared growth. We realize that our journeys are intertwined with those of others, and we can uplift and inspire one another without the need for public accolades or recognition. Manifesting without fanfare encourages a deeper exploration of our true selves. As we engage in inner work, we discover our authentic desires, free from societal expectations. This authenticity not only enhances our manifestation efforts, but also enriches our lives. We become more aligned with our values, passions, and purpose, leading to a more fulfilling existence. When we are true to ourselves, we attract opportunities and experiences that resonate with our genuine essence. The beauty of manifesting without fanfare lies in its sustainability. Unlike the fleeting nature of external validation, the internal satisfaction-derived manifestation is enduring. It cultivates a deep sense of fulfillment that comes from within, allowing us to navigate life with grace and confidence. When we operate from this place of internal alignment, we become resilient to external pressures and distractions, staying true to our paths and desires. Manifesting without fanfare is a powerful, transformative process that emphasizes the importance of inner alignment, patience, gratitude, and authenticity. By focusing on our true desires and nurturing them quietly, we create a strong foundation for manifestation that resonates deeply with our essence. This approach not only leads to the realization of our aspirations, but also fosters a sense of fulfillment and connectedness that enriches our lives. In a world that often celebrates noise and spectacle, the quiet strength of manifesting in silence serves as a reminder that the most profound transformations often happen away from the spotlight, within the stillness of our hearts. Quiet confidence is a remarkable trait that embodies a sense of assurance and self-belief without the need for loud proclamations or external validation. In a world that often equates confidence with bravado and noise, the essence of quiet confidence is subtle yet powerful. It reflects an inner strength that comes from self-awareness, resilience, and a deep understanding of one's capabilities. This form of confidence is not about boasting or seeking attention. Instead, it is a steady and grounded assurance that emerges from a place of authenticity. At its core, quiet confidence is rooted in self-awareness. Individuals who possess this trait have taken the time to reflect on their strengths, weaknesses, values, and aspirations. They understand who they are and what they stand for, which allows them to navigate life with a sense of clarity and purpose. This self-awareness fosters a profound belief in oneself, creating a solid foundation upon which quiet confidence can flourish. Unlike superficial confidence that may be based on external circumstances or opinions, quiet confidence arises from an inner knowing that transcends the need for validation from others. One of the key aspects of quiet confidence is its ability to remain composed in challenging situations. Those who embody this trait do not seek to dominate conversations or situations, rather, they listen actively and engage thoughtfully. This composed demeanor is rooted in the understanding that confidence is not about being the loudest voice in the room, but rather about knowing when to speak up and when to listen. This ability to remain calm and collected, even in the face of adversity, is a hallmark of quiet confidence. It allows individuals to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, fostering a sense of respect and admiration from others. Quiet confidence is often accompanied by humility. While self-assured individuals recognize their worth, they do not feel the need to prove it to others. They understand that true confidence does not require constant validation or accolades. Instead, they find fulfillment in their abilities and accomplishments without the need for external applause. This humility creates a sense of authenticity that draws people in, as it fosters an environment of trust and respect. People are often attracted to those who exude quiet confidence because they radiate a sense of security and reliability. In addition to self-awareness and humility, quiet confidence is closely tied to resilience. Life is filled with challenges and setbacks, and those who possess quiet confidence approach these obstacles with a sense of perseverance. They understand that failure is a natural part of growth and do not let it diminish their self-belief. Instead, they view failures as opportunities for learning and development. This resilient mindset allows them to bounce back from adversity and continue pursuing their goals with determination. Quiet confidence thrives in the face of challenges, as it reinforces the belief that they have the strength and capability to overcome obstacles. The practice of gratitude plays a significant role in cultivating quiet confidence. Those who embody this trait often take the time to appreciate their accomplishments and the progress they have made. By recognizing their journey and acknowledging the small victories along the way, they reinforce their belief in themselves. Gratitude shifts the focus from what is lacking to what is already present, fostering a sense of abundance and contentment. This mindset enhances quiet confidence, as individuals become more aware of their strengths and the value they bring to the table. Quiet confidence also manifests in how individuals interact with others. Instead of seeking validation through comparison or competition, those with quiet confidence uplift and empower those around them. They celebrate the successes of others, recognizing that someone else's achievements do not diminish their own. This collaborative spirit creates an environment where everyone feels valued and appreciated. By fostering connections based on mutual respect and support, quiet confidence cultivates a sense of community and belonging. Furthermore, quiet confidence allows individuals to set healthy boundaries. Those who are secure in themselves understand the importance of prioritizing their needs and well-being. They are not easily swayed by the opinions of others or pressured into situations that do not align with their values. This ability to assert themselves with grace and clarity is a testament to their inner strength. By setting boundaries, they create space for their personal growth and development, reinforcing their quiet confidence in the process. Another essential aspect of quiet confidence is its influence on decision-making. Individuals who embody this trait approach decisions with a calm and thoughtful mindset. They trust their intuition and judgment, relying on their inner compass to guide them. This confidence in their decision-making abilities allows them to take calculated risks and embrace opportunities without being paralyzed by fear or doubt. They understand that uncertainty is a part of life, and they embrace it with courage and poise. Quiet confidence is a journey of self-discovery and growth. It is not about perfection or the absence of self-doubt. Rather, it is about embracing one's imperfections and recognizing that they contribute to the unique tapestry of who we are. As individuals cultivate quiet confidence, they create a positive feedback loop that reinforces their belief in themselves and their capabilities. They inspire others through their authenticity and inner strength, fostering an environment of empowerment and encouragement. Quiet confidence is a powerful and transformative trait that reflects a deep sense of self-awareness, humility, resilience, and gratitude. It allows individuals to navigate life with clarity and purpose, fostering meaningful connections and positive interactions with others. By embracing their true selves and trusting their abilities, those who embody quiet confidence create a lasting impact, inspiring others to cultivate the same inner strength. In a world that often celebrates noise and spectacle, quiet confidence serves as a reminder that the most profound strength lies within, waiting to be nurtured and expressed in our daily lives. Letting results speak is a powerful principle that emphasizes the importance of actions over words. In a world filled with noise and distractions, the true measure of success lies not in grandiose claims or excessive self-promotion, but in the tangible outcomes we produce. This principle encourages individuals to focus on their efforts, allowing the quality of their work to speak for itself. By embracing this mindset, we cultivate a sense of integrity, authenticity, and respect in both personal and professional spheres. The essence of letting results speak begins with a commitment to excellence. When we strive for quality in our work, we naturally create outcomes that reflect our dedication and skills. This pursuit of excellence requires a willingness to invest time and effort into our tasks, ensuring that we produce work that we can genuinely be proud of. By prioritizing the substance of our contributions over the superficiality of appearances, we position ourselves as reliable and trustworthy individuals. One of the key advantages of this approach is that it builds credibility over time. When we consistently deliver high-quality results, we establish a reputation that precedes us. People begin to recognize us for our accomplishments rather than our promises. This credibility becomes a valuable asset in both personal and professional relationships. Colleagues, clients, and friends are more likely to trust and respect those who demonstrate their abilities through tangible results rather than empty assertions. Letting results speak fosters a sense of accountability. When we focus on the outcomes of our actions, we become more mindful of our responsibilities. This awareness encourages us to take ownership of our work, ensuring that we follow through on our commitments. By holding ourselves accountable, we cultivate a sense of discipline that is essential for long-term success. This self-regulation not only benefits our personal growth, but also positively impacts those around us, as they can rely on us to deliver on our promises. In addition to accountability, allowing results to speak cultivates resilience. The journey toward achieving meaningful outcomes often involves challenges and setbacks. However, when we concentrate on the end result, we are less likely to be deterred by temporary obstacles. Instead of getting discouraged by failures or criticisms, we develop a mindset that embraces growth and learning. Each setback becomes an opportunity to analyze our approach, refine our strategies, and emerge stronger. This resilience not only enhances our personal development, but also inspires others to adopt a similar mindset. Furthermore, this principle encourages a focus on intrinsic motivation. When we let results speak, we shift our attention away from external validation and accolades. Instead, we find fulfillment in the satisfaction of knowing that we have put forth our best effort and achieved meaningful outcomes. This internal drive fosters a deeper connection to our work, enabling us to pursue our passions with enthusiasm. When we derive our motivation from the quality of our results, rather than external recognition, we cultivate a sustainable sense of purpose that fuels our endeavors. Letting results speak also promotes a culture of collaboration and teamwork. In environments where individuals prioritize outcomes over self-promotion, collaboration flourishes. Team members become more focused on achieving collective goals rather than competing for individual recognition. This collaborative spirit encourages the sharing of ideas, resources, and expertise, ultimately leading to enhanced creativity and innovation. When everyone is committed to letting their results speak for themselves, the emphasis shifts from personal agendas to the success of the team as a whole. This principle aligns with the idea of leading by example. When leaders embody the practice of letting results speak, they inspire their teams to follow suit. This creates a culture of integrity and accountability, where individuals feel empowered to take ownership of their work. Leaders who prioritize outcomes over rhetoric foster an environment of trust and respect, where team members feel valued for their contributions. This positive dynamic not only enhances productivity, but also nurtures employee engagement and satisfaction. In personal relationships, letting results speak fosters deeper connections. When we prioritize actions over words, we demonstrate our commitment to others through our behaviors. This principle applies to friendships, partnerships, and family dynamics. By consistently showing up for those we care about, we communicate our love and support without needing to articulate it constantly. This authenticity strengthens our relationships, as others recognize our genuine intentions through our actions rather than mere promises. As we embrace the principle of letting results speak, it is essential to remain humble. Acknowledging that our achievements are often the result of collective efforts and support fosters a sense of gratitude and appreciation. By celebrating the contributions of others, we create an inclusive environment that values collaboration and teamwork. This humility not only enhances our relationships but also reinforces our credibility, as we recognize the interconnectedness of our successes. Letting results speak is a commitment to authenticity, integrity, and accountability. It encourages us to focus on the quality of our contributions rather than the quantity of our words. By prioritizing meaningful outcomes, we cultivate a sense of purpose and fulfillment that resonates deeply within us. This principle empowers us to navigate challenges with resilience and grace, reminding us that our actions hold far more weight than our assertions. The practice of letting results speak is a transformative approach that emphasizes the importance of actions over words. By focusing on excellence, accountability, and intrinsic motivation, we cultivate a sense of integrity that resonates in our personal and professional lives. This principle fosters collaboration, strengthens relationships, and builds credibility, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and purpose-driven existence. As we embrace the power of our results, we empower ourselves and inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positive change in the world around us. Isolation can often be perceived as a negative experience, synonymous with loneliness and disconnection. However, it can also be a powerful catalyst for clarity and self-discovery. In a world that is increasingly interconnected through technology and social media, the value of solitude is frequently overlooked. Yet, periods of isolation can provide individuals with the opportunity to step back from the noise of everyday life, reflect on their thoughts and emotions, and gain a deeper understanding of themselves and their aspirations. When we find ourselves in isolation, we are presented with the unique opportunity to listen to our inner voice. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it is all too easy to become distracted by external influences, whether they be the opinions of others, societal expectations, or the constant barrage of information. These distractions can cloud our judgment and make it difficult to discern what we truly want or need. Isolation offers a reprieve from these influences, allowing us to tune into our thoughts and feelings without interruption. This quiet introspection can reveal insights that may have remained hidden in the chaos of our busy lives. One of the most significant benefits of isolation is the space it creates for self-reflection. When we are alone, we can evaluate our experiences, decisions, and emotions with greater objectivity. This reflective process enables us to identify patterns in our behavior, recognize areas for growth, and acknowledge our strengths. It allows us to confront our fears and insecurities in a safe environment, where we can process these feelings without the pressure of external judgment. Through this examination, we often discover new perspectives and solutions to challenges we may have been facing. Isolation can lead to a clearer understanding of our values and priorities. In solitude, we can contemplate what truly matters to us, free from the influence of societal norms or peer pressure. This deeper connection to our values is essential for making decisions that align with our authentic selves. When we understand our core beliefs and desires, we can navigate life with greater confidence and purpose. This clarity empowers us to set meaningful goals and take actions that resonate with our true selves. In addition to fostering self-awareness, Isolation can enhance our creativity. Many great artists, writers, and thinkers have found inspiration in solitude. When we remove ourselves from the distractions of the outside world, we create a fertile ground for creative ideas to flourish. The quiet environment allows our minds to wander and explore new concepts without interruption. This uninterrupted thinking can lead to innovative solutions and fresh perspectives that might not have emerged in a more stimulating environment. Furthermore, isolation can help us recharge and rejuvenate. Constant social interaction can be draining, and many individuals need time alone to restore their energy levels. This period of solitude allows us to engage in self-care practices, whether through meditation, reading, or pursuing hobbies that bring us joy. By prioritizing our well-being in isolation, we cultivate a healthier mindset and strengthen our resilience. This renewed energy can enhance our ability to engage with others and contribute meaningfully to our communities when we choose to re-enter the social sphere. It is essential to acknowledge that isolation does not equate to loneliness. While loneliness can stem from a lack of connection with others, isolation can be a chosen state that allows for personal growth and exploration. Embracing solitude can lead to profound self-discovery and empowerment, reminding us that we are complete individuals capable of thriving in our own company. This realization can diminish feelings of dependency on external validation or relationships, fostering a stronger sense of self-worth. In the modern world, where social media often distorts our perception of reality, isolation can serve as a grounding experience. The curated images and highlight reels we encounter online can create unrealistic expectations and comparisons. In isolation, we can step away from these influences and confront our realities without the pressure to conform to societal standards. This disconnection allows us to appreciate our unique journeys and recognize that our worth is not determined by external factors. Isolation can strengthen our decision-making abilities. When we are alone, we can weigh our options and consider the consequences of our choices without the influence of outside opinions. This independence in decision-making fosters confidence in our abilities to navigate life's challenges. By trusting our instincts and judgment, we become more self-reliant, which ultimately leads to greater fulfillment in our lives. It is crucial to strike a balance between solitude and social interaction. While isolation can breed clarity, human connection is also essential for our emotional and psychological well-being. Engaging with others enriches our experiences and can provide valuable insights. However, the key is to find a rhythm that allows for both solitude and connection, creating a harmonious balance that supports our growth and well-being. Isolation can be a powerful tool for fostering clarity and self-discovery. It provides the space for reflection, creativity, and the cultivation of self-awareness. By embracing periods of solitude, we can connect with our true selves, clarify our values, and recharge our spirits. While the modern world may often prioritize constant connectivity, recognizing the value of isolation can lead to a deeper understanding of ourselves and a more fulfilling existence. In this way, isolation can transform from a seemingly negative experience into a profound opportunity for personal growth and empowerment, ultimately enhancing our lives and the connections we share with others. Patience is an art that is often undervalued in a fast-paced world that rewards immediate results and instant gratification. Yet, the ability to remain calm and composed amidst uncertainty is a powerful skill that can lead to deeper understanding, improved relationships, and greater success in our endeavors. Practicing patience is not merely about waiting. It encompasses a profound acceptance of the present moment, coupled with a hopeful outlook for the future. This quality allows individuals to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience, ultimately enriching their experiences. At its core, patience is rooted in the understanding that some things are beyond our control. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances can change in an instant. By accepting this reality, we cultivate a sense of serenity that enables us to respond to situations thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This acceptance does not signify resignation, rather. It empowers us to focus our energies on what we can influence while letting go of the need to control everything. In this way, patience becomes a source of strength, providing us with the mental clarity needed to make informed decisions. Patience encourages us to be present. In a culture that often glorifies busyness and multitasking, it can be easy to lose sight of the here and now. However, when we practice patience, we learn to embrace the moment, allowing ourselves to fully engage in our experiences. This mindfulness fosters a deeper appreciation for life, enabling us to savor the small joys that often go unnoticed. By slowing down and tuning in, we enhance our emotional well-being and enrich our relationships as we become more attuned to the needs and feelings of those around us. In addition to enhancing our present moment awareness, patience can significantly improve our relationships with others. When we are patient, we create space for understanding and empathy. Conflicts and misunderstandings often arise from hasty judgments and a lack of consideration for others' perspectives. By exercising patience, we allow ourselves to listen actively and communicate thoughtfully. This fosters an environment of trust and respect, enabling more meaningful connections. When others feel heard and valued, they are more likely to reciprocate this patience, creating a cycle of understanding that strengthens relationships. Furthermore, patience is essential for personal growth and achievement. Many worthwhile pursuits take time, effort, and perseverance. Whether we are striving for career advancement, personal development, or learning a new skill, the journey often involves setbacks and challenges. Patience allows us to navigate these hurdles without becoming discouraged. It encourages us to view obstacles as opportunities for growth, rather than insurmountable barriers. By maintaining a patient mindset, we can stay committed to our goals, adapting our strategies as needed, and ultimately achieving success. In cultivating patience, it is helpful to develop a growth mindset. This perspective emphasizes that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. When we adopt the growth mindset, we are more likely to view challenges as opportunities to learn and improve rather than as failures. This approach aligns perfectly with patience, as it fosters resilience in the face of adversity. When we understand that progress may be slow, we can remain committed to our goals, knowing that every small step counts toward our ultimate success. Practicing patience also involves embracing the art of waiting. In a world where instant gratification is the norm, waiting can feel uncomfortable and frustrating. However, learning to appreciate the waiting process can lead to profound insights and discoveries. Waiting provides us with the opportunity to reflect, plan, and prepare for the future. It allows us to gather information and resources, ensuring that we are fully equipped to seize opportunities when they arise. This intentional approach to waiting can transform it from a source of anxiety into a period of fruitful preparation. Patience is essential for cultivating self-compassion. We often hold ourselves to high standards, expecting immediate results in our endeavors. When we fall short of these expectations, we may be quick to judge ourselves harshly. However, by practicing patience, we learn to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. We recognize that growth is a journey that requires time and effort. This self-compassion not only enhances our emotional well-being, but also enables us to approach challenges with a more constructive mindset. Patience can foster creativity and innovation. Many creative processes require time to develop and refine ideas. When we are patient, we allow ourselves the space to explore various possibilities without the pressure of immediate outcomes. This open-mindedness encourages experimentation and risk-taking, leading to breakthroughs that might not have occurred under the constraints of a hurried approach. By cultivating patience, we unlock our creative potential, allowing our ideas to flourish and evolve organically. It is essential to note that patience does not mean passivity or complacency. While we may be patient in our approach, we must also remain proactive in pursuing our goals. Patience is about finding balance, knowing when to take action and when to wait. This dynamic interplay between action and acceptance is crucial for achieving our aspirations while maintaining our well-being. The art of patience is a vital skill that can profoundly impact our lives. It fosters resilience, enhances our relationships, and encourages personal growth. By cultivating a patient mindset, we learn to embrace the present moment, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with grace and clarity. As we practice patience, we also cultivate self-compassion, creativity, and a deeper appreciation for the journey. In a world that often prioritizes speed and immediacy, the ability to be patient becomes a powerful tool for achieving success and fulfillment. By embracing this art, we not only enrich our own lives but also inspire those around us to appreciate the beauty of patience and the wisdom it brings. It is often misunderstood in today's society, where self-promotion and assertiveness are frequently celebrated. However, the reward of humility extends far beyond mere modesty. It is a profound virtue that fosters genuine connections, cultivates personal growth, and ultimately leads to greater fulfillment in life. Embracing humility allows individuals to transcend ego-driven behaviors, promoting a deeper understanding of themselves and others while enhancing their relationships and overall well-being. At its core, humility is about recognizing and accepting our limitations and imperfections. It invites us to acknowledge that we are part of a larger tapestry of existence, where every person has something valuable to contribute. This perspective encourages us to appreciate the strengths and experiences of others, fostering a sense of community and cooperation. When we approach life with humility, we are more likely to listen to others, learn from their insights, and collaborate effectively. This collaborative spirit not only enhances our relationships, but also enriches our understanding of the world around us. One of the most significant rewards of humility is the ability to build authentic connections with others. In a culture that often emphasizes competition and comparison, humility allows us to cultivate genuine relationships based on trust and mutual respect. When we let go of the need to assert our superiority or prove our worth, we create space for vulnerability and openness. This vulnerability fosters deeper connections as we become more willing to share our experiences and emotions with others. In turn, this openness invites others to reciprocate, leading to a rich tapestry of relationships grounded in understanding and compassion. Also paves the way for personal growth and self-improvement. When we embrace our limitations and accept constructive criticism, we create an environment conducive to learning. This mindset encourages us to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats to our self-worth. Instead of shying away from difficult situations, we become more willing to confront our weaknesses and seek out the guidance of others. This proactive approach to personal development fosters resilience and adaptability, essential qualities for navigating life's complexities. Humility allows us to develop empathy and compassion for others. When we recognize our own imperfections, we become more attuned to the struggles of those around us. This heightened awareness fosters a sense of connectedness, as we understand that everyone faces their own challenges and vulnerabilities. By practicing empathy, we can support others in their journeys, offering encouragement and understanding rather than judgment. This compassionate approach not only strengthens our relationships, but also contributes to a more harmonious and supportive community. In addition to enhancing our relationships, humility can lead to greater emotional well-being. When we release the burdens of ego and self-importance, we free ourselves from the constant pressure to perform or compete. This liberation allows us to approach life with a sense of peace and contentment, unencumbered by the weight of comparison or the need for validation. By embracing humility, we cultivate a sense of gratitude for our experiences and the people in our lives. This gratitude enhances our overall sense of well-being, fostering happiness and fulfillment. Furthermore, humility can open doors to new opportunities and experiences. When we approach life with a humble attitude, we become more receptive to learning from others and exploring different perspectives. This openness can lead to unexpected collaborations, innovative ideas, and new avenues for growth. Instead of limiting ourselves to a narrow viewpoint, humility invites us to embrace diversity and broaden our horizons. This willingness to learn and adapt can be a catalyst for personal and professional development, enhancing our capacity to navigate an ever-changing world. Humility is also a powerful antidote to stress and anxiety. The constant striving for perfection and external validation can lead to overwhelming pressure and feelings of inadequacy. However, when we embrace humility, we release the need to prove ourselves or seek approval from others. This shift in mindset allows us to approach challenges with a sense of calm and confidence, knowing that our worth is not determined by our achievements or the opinions of others. By cultivating a humble perspective, we can navigate life's uncertainties with grace and resilience. Humility can foster a sense of purpose and meaning in our lives. When we prioritize the well-being of others and approach life with a spirit of service, we create a deeper connection to our community and the world at large. This sense of purpose can be incredibly fulfilling, as it allows us to contribute to something greater than ourselves. By focusing on the needs of others, we shift our attention away from our own insecurities, fostering a sense of belonging and fulfillment that enriches our lives. The reward of humility is a multifaceted gift that enriches our lives and the lives of those around us. By embracing humility, we cultivate authentic relationships, foster personal growth, and enhance our emotional well-being. This powerful virtue allows us to navigate life with grace and resilience, empowering us to connect deeply with others while remaining grounded in our own experiences. In a world that often prioritizes self-promotion and competition, humility stands as a beacon of hope, reminding us of the strength that lies in vulnerability and the beauty of authentic connection. By choosing humility, we not only transform our own lives, but also contribute to a more compassionate and harmonious world. In conclusion, as we reflect on the themes of humility, patience, and the transformative power of inner work, it becomes clear that these qualities are essential in navigating the complexities of life. Embracing humility allows us to forge genuine connections and fosters personal growth, while patience enables us to appreciate the journey and cultivate resilience. Together, these virtues encourage us to engage deeply with ourselves and others, creating a more compassionate and understanding world. Thank you for taking the time to explore these important ideas with me. May we all strive to embody these principles in our daily lives, fostering both our personal development and the well-being of our communities. Today, let us explore a power often overlooked, a power you carry in every word you speak. It is the power to shape your life, to mold your reality, to fill your world with abundance and light. That power lies in blessing yourself. Words are not mere sounds that fill the air, they are tools of creation, the very breath of life woven into language. When you speak, you set in motion a powerful force that reaches far beyond your immediate awareness. To understand this is to hold the key to transforming your life, for the words you speak are as real as any action you take, and their impact on your reality is profound. Each word you utter has a life of its own, vibrating with energy, taking form in ways that the logical mind cannot always perceive. Think of the spoken word as an invisible architect. Every sentence, every affirmation, every declaration shapes your inner and outer world. When you say, "I am capable," you are planting a seed within yourself, one that begins to grow roots, branching out into every aspect of your life. But if, on the other hand, you say, "I am worthless," you are planting a different kind of seed, one that darkens your inner landscape, reinforcing doubts and fears. Words, then, are not neutral. They carry a specific energy, either building or eroding the foundation of your life. 2. The subtle effect words have on your mind and body. When you speak positively to yourself, encouraging your spirit with words of kindness and strength, your entire being responds. Your mind becomes calm, your heart opens, and even your body aligns with this positive energy, creating health and vitality. But when you speak in anger, in judgment, in despair, your body contracts, your mind grows unsettled, and your spirit feels burdened. Words are like signals sent directly to the deepest parts of who you are, guiding your physical, mental, and spiritual states. This is why words must be chosen with care. They are powerful tools, capable of building worlds or tearing them down. When you begin to understand this, you no longer speak carelessly or utter phrases that contradict your desires. You begin to treat words as sacred, knowing that every phrase, every sentence is an opportunity to create a new reality. This awareness changes everything. It transforms how you talk to yourself, how you speak to others, and even how you think. Thoughts are silent words, and they, too, carry the same creative force. To think is to speak within, setting in motion the wheels of creation. Imagine how different your life would be if you took a moment before speaking, if you paused to feel the energy of your words. Instead of saying, "I can't," you might say, "I am on my way." Instead of saying, "I am stuck," you could say, "I am learning." These shifts may seem subtle, but they are profound. With every empowering word, you are programming your mind, training it to see possibilities rather than obstacles. And as you speak these words into the world, they become declarations of intent, signals sent into the field of potential, aligning circumstances to fulfill your vision. The power of the spoken word is also power to heal. When you speak love, forgiveness, and acceptance, you mend the parts of yourself that feel broken or wounded. Saying "I am worthy" to yourself is an act of self-compassion, a balm to the spirit that restores your sense of purpose and dignity. Similarly, when you speak kindness to others, you elevate them, touching their lives with words that heal and uplift. Every kind word, every blessing, is a ripple that spreads outwards, touching lives in ways you may never fully know. You are, in a sense, a healer through your words, offering solace and strength, not just to yourself but to everyone around you. And so, speak consciously. Let your words reflect the life you want to live, the person you want to be. Speak not as though you are casting wishes to the wind, but as though you are declaring truths that are destined to become real. Speak blessings upon yourself, upon your loved ones, upon the world, for these words are the seeds of transformation. They carry within them the potential to reshape lives, to lift spirits, to manifest dreams. You are the creator, and your words are the tools. With every sentence, you shape the essence of your existence. Know this, and let each word be an act of creation, a step toward the reality you desire. When you harness the power of the spoken word, you align with the fundamental creative force of life itself, becoming a co-creator of the beauty, the joy, and the abundance that await you. Self-blessing is a profound act of self-discovery, a journey inward, where you uncover layers of your true self. In blessing yourself, you are not simply affirming your worth or declaring your desires, you are connecting with the core of your being, recognizing the divinity within. This practice shifts your perception, turning your gaze inward to discover parts of yourself that often remain hidden beneath the noise of everyday life and the voices of external expectations. When you bless yourself, you invite a recognition of your own inherent value, a sacred moment in which you acknowledge yourself as worthy of love, success, and fulfillment. This act is a declaration that you are not defined by circumstances or the judgments of others, but by the essence within you that is eternally whole, vibrant, and connected to all that is. In self-blessing, you shed limiting beliefs and discover a version of yourself untouched by doubt or fear. You realize that these blessings are not wishes or hopes, but statements of truth. You affirm that you are already whole, already abundant, already capable. This shift is liberating because it reveals a version of you that transcends societal labels and personal limitations. To bless oneself is to look past the temporary struggles, insecurities, and perceived flaws, and instead to see oneself as one truly is a powerful being with unlimited potential. This moment of recognition becomes a gateway to understanding and experiencing the deeper layers of your consciousness, where you are not defined by your past or your struggles, but by the purity of your essence. Each time you bless yourself, you affirm your right to exist in peace and joy, unburdened by self-doubt. The act of self-blessing dismantles the mental blocks we place upon ourselves and erases the need for outside validation. When you say, "I am enough," or "I am worthy of love," you claim an inner power that is beyond the reach of external influences. You discover that you do not need permission from the world to feel whole, to feel complete, to feel abundant. This realization is a profound moment of self-empowerment. In blessing yourself, you are declaring independence from the voices that once held you back, the self-imposed restrictions, and the opinions of others that may have cast shadows on your self-worth. This journey of self-blessing is, in essence, the journey of self-liberation. Furthermore, Self-blessing brings you into alignment with your higher self, the part of you that holds the wisdom of the ages, that knows no fear or lack. When you speak blessings upon yourself, you tap into this higher consciousness, bridging the gap between your earthly self and your divine nature. You begin to recognize that you are not just the sum of your actions, but an embodiment of infinite potential. In this state, your words become like keys, unlocking aspects of your soul that yearn to be seen and heard. The more you engage in this practice, the more you access an inner wisdom